Merhaba arkadaşlar, yeni bir bölüme daha hoş geldiniz. Ben bayağıdır oynamıyorum bu oyunu. 3 ay, 4 ay bilmiyorum ama yani rahat 4 ay olduğundan eminim. Birçok şey unutmuş olabilirim. Yapacak bir şey yok. Devam edeceğiz. Bu map'te görevler C miydi? Evet, görevler C'di. Yan görevler bitmişti zaten, her şey. Ana görevler kalmıştı. Ne yapacakmışız? Tamam. Yiyelim bakalım. Bu. Evet, Iron Gaidth'ı almıştık. Yeni aldığımız Iron Gaidth daha güçlü diye hatırlıyorum. Tamam. 1206. Aynen, daha güçlü. Özlemişim. Evet, oyunu özledim kesin. Oo. Evet, ya neydi? Şu muydu? Yok, o hayvan. Şuydu. Bu insan da değil mi lan? Ha. Yansana oğlum. Oh shit. Ya bak, direkt oyuna geldiğim gibi sıçtım abi. İyi ki ikinci yaşam var. Artık silahla para bok. Para hep boktu. Ha, o benim. Evet. Bunu da almama gerek yok ama neyse, aldık. Gidebiliriz. Kendimizi yenilelim. Ya armor set. Bu ne? Bu zehirlenme. Ha. Sorun ya. Teyze nerede? Biz buraya bir teyze getirmiştik. Ne durumda o teyze? Üçünü de yerleştirmişiz. Evet, tamam. Ben bu oyunu sıfırdan oynayacağım abi. Oynayacağım. Yani sıfırdan oynayacağım. Şunu atamıyoruz mu hala ya? Neyse. Bir şey alacak mıyız? Almayacağız. Dinlenek. Gideceğimiz yerde buna ihtiyacımız olmayacak da. Evet, gidelim malum. Yanlış yerden gittik. Sus lan. En son galiba yağmalamayacağım demiştim ama alışkanlık.
Ah, welcome back to our northern dandy.
All jests
Evet.
aside, let me
Denemek
see what you got in
istiyoruz.
your wardrobe.
I'm more than willing, sir.
Aferin canım. Alalım. Alalım.
Thanks. I think that's all I need.
Ever your servant, sir.
Giyinelim. Biz de çıkarsak mı? Arbaleti de atalım abi. Hadi gözlüğü çıkartalım hadi. Gidebilir miyim dostum? Nereden gidiyorum? Allah. Giymedik mi? Dur.
Ever your servant,
Başka.
sir.
Ha. Şurada mı var?
Ah,
Ne yapıyordu bu oğlum?
I'm
Yani başka ne yapabiliriz ki?
ever your servant, sir.
Yani hoş değil bu. Aldık işte giydik.
Knight, love, and pleasures.
Bu giydiğimiz ayakkabının bağcığı yok mu?
Ah,
All jests aside.
I'm
Şaka gibi ya.
Ever your servant, sir.
Olmadı. Yine olmadı. Yine olmadı. Şaka mı lan? Olmuş. Gel. Ama zaman kaybettik ya. Saat.
Ever your servant, sir.
Şimdi tamam. Önce şunu giysem. Hoş değil ya. Tamam. Sat.
Ever your servant, sir.
Gidelim artık. Biliyorum. Küfür ettiniz. Long live bilmem ne ana Henrietta. İzlemişim şu görüntüyü ya. Oo, yıldırım şimşek.
Nice tune.
Nasıl mu? Müziği duymuyorum ben. Nesini istiyorum? Nerede kurtçu? İyi, kas hafızam hatırlıyor hangi tuşlara basacağımı. Güzel. Ezbere yapıyoruz. Hadi kişilerin adlarını falan da unuttum. Hikayeyi de unuttum yani, yalan yok. Yani tamamını değil tabii ki de. Bazı yerleri unuttum.
Late. Why does that not surprise me?
Ana Henrietta hadi ya. Anita mıydı neydi bunu kısaltmış?
Well. I did not expect you to have such a sense of style.
Valla
Not
3-5
all
tane
bad.
giysi vardı zaten
Nothing like a
adamda.
budding artist, of course, but just one other detail. Here, put it on.
A mask?
All who attend the Mandragora soiree wear them. If you have one on, no one asks who you are.
Any idea why they wear masks?
Likely because they imagine it oh so very romantic and mysterious. The truth is far simpler. This way, no one can tell which drunken aristocrats are pinching the performers.
Neyse.
Let's
Hadi
go.
içeriye gidelim.
Soiree started.
Wise of you to hide your weapons. They'd not have let us in otherwise, that's certain.
Yani.
How do we find the Cintrian? Have you a plan?
Key is not to spook him. Need to ask after his partner, Cecilia, first. Less likely to raise suspicions. Soon as we find her, we find him. Especially since he might be expecting us.
What do you mean?
Ran into some of his thugs in town. Knew who I was. Had it in for me.
Right. Right you are. We must proceed with caution. Come,
Tabii ki.
it's our turn.
Her zaman dikkatliyiz biz.
Madame, Monsieur, an extraordinary pleasure to welcome you to the Mandragora's soiree. Tonight, I particularly recommend you direct your attention to the performances prepared by artists of our community.
Performanslar neler?
Tell us
Anlat.
about these performances.
This evening, the Mandragora has the honor to present 3 superb displays of artistry. The first was a concert by Cecilia Bellont, A singer whose voice, were it stone, would surely be a diamond. Sadly, Mademoiselle Cecilia has sung.
Shame. You would have loved to hear her.
Tabii.
Luckily, you are in time to see the great Kalesti, a master of visual illusions, come to us from far off Afir.
Visual illusions. Interesting. And the third artist?
The third and fourth, for they are a duo, are the Tuven brothers, presenting their newest pantomime.
Peki.
We were really hoping to meet Cecilia Belant.
You are admirers, I surmise. I'm certain you will have ample opportunity to converse with her.
It cannot be easy to identify anyone in this crowd. Perhaps you could help us find her.
I don't know where she is now, but I can give you a clue.
Let's hear it.
Seek the Kaveri orchid.
Meaning?
Cecilia wears one in her hair. You shall recognize her easily by the orchid.
Tabii ki.
Well, well. Dandelion's always complaining about artists being poor as temple mice.
The residence belongs to none of them. They are guests here. Oriana, she owns this. Woman in the black dress. There, on the balcony.
Evet.
Got her.
Cadı
Doesn't wear a
ablamız.
mask?
It would be pointless.
Bundan
All would know her
en
anyway.
yüksek vampirin bulunduğu yerin anahtarını alacağız.
If we find Cecilia, we'll
Oradan
find
size bir
Cecilia.
şey göstereceğim. Ama o yolu seçmeyeceğiz. O yolu seçersek Ana Henrietta'nın kız kardeşi de ölüyor, kendisi de ölüyor. Yani iyi bir sonuçta bitmiyor. Bu hapishaneye falan da düşüyorsunuz. Başka şeyler bulunmuyor. Aynen. Ana Henrietta yaşayıp kardeşi ölünce hapise düşüyorsunuz. Neyse ben oradaki armor takımını, armor setini göstermek istiyorum size. Orayla alakalı 3 aşama yapacağım. Biri öncelikle o yoldan gideceğiz. O armor seti nasıl alacağımızı göstereceğim. Sonra save'e geri döneceğim. En doğru, en güzel yolu, en doğru demeyelim de en güzel yolu seçeceğiz. Sonra orayı seçtikten sonra orayla işimiz bitince gelip bu yüksek seviyeli vampirin bulunduğu ine gireceğiz. Toplayabildiğimiz kadarını toplayacağız. Çünkü o yolu seçmeden oraya gittiğinizde bütün seti alamıyorsunuz diye hatırlıyorum. Daha önceki videolarımda da bahsettim. Bakalım ya. Göreceğiz. Hadi oyna. Devam.
Go on, Geralt, be bold. Show us
Geralt.
the artist in you.
Alalım.
Cast the canvas.
Toss a pig. Good fool. Yet another soul longing to express its creative side.
Well, you are not alone.
Silence. The artist must focus.
Nasıl atıyorduk lan?
I got it. It's the Soretor.
It's not a landscape, you pleb. It's a manifestation of the man's soul.
Blue blood is all eyes.
Niye 15 tane sallıyorum abi?
It's obvious. It represents transgression in its purest form.
Should you tire of these hues, drop them in the pail and grab a different, that green.
Çok saçma değil mi ya?
Verdant as a field of vines. To vines and to wine. Composition takes shape.
Yes, it's sure.
Rose, scarlet, crimson oxblood. Icy lips, full sensual parted lips. Composition takes shape.
Yes, it's sure to be a masterpiece.
Please do not disturb. One false move. Voila! Fin. Now, allow me a moment to ponder.
My appraisal? The painting depicts spiritual dualism. The
Tabii ki
continuing
giremiyoruz.
good and evil, and defiance.
Oh yes, that's him all right. Good. Come, let's look in the alcove.
Sus.
You look too.
My regards.
Hey there!
Look at the mage. I believe he's casting spells.
Yeah, we'll see.
Bir yerler bir şeyler daha patlıyor muyduk ya?
Performed tonight. Are you sure?
Good health to you.
Tamam canım.
Ah, how beautiful.
Need I remind you that neither did you.
The dolphins. That is no ordinary illusion. The man is a true artist.
Impressive.
Güzel. Peki. Çık. Yani daha ne kadar takılacağız abi?
My deepest house, my deepest house, my deepest regard.
Bu adamla konuşamıyorum.
How fares your
Gidiyorum abi.
Do not disturb.
Ablam
Shoot, shoot.
harika.
It's the right flower.
Of course it is. A Koviri orchid lends just the right contrast to her complexion.
Need to talk to your model. It'll only take a minute.
To me?
Lie still. You may speak, but for love's sake, do not move.
Peki canım. Hoş bir portre. Hadi bir bakalım. Niye
Impressive
bahsetmeyelim ki?
portrait.
I know the style, the stroke. This is Dorian Velez.
The gracious lady has heard of me.
I've heard Anna Henrietta herself wished you to paint her portrait once.
At one point, the palace chamberlain even wrote to me, but alas, ultimately refused my terms.
What was the
Şimdi
matter?
itiraz etmez.
When he learned I only ever paint nudes, he severed all contact. He said he would not dare offend her illustrious highness with such a proposition. I've always longed to paint her. Such a shame.
I think you may still get your chance.
Sapı karı. Neyse biz konumuza
We came
dönelim.
here to meet you, specifically.
To meet me? But why?
Centurion Noble
Çünkü çok
came here.
güzel.
Wanted to ask you about him.
Cintralı Noble. Ah, you must think I'm Cecilia.
Orchid confused me.
I told you not to move!
As she concluded her performance, Cecilia tossed the flower into the crowd. I caught it, but I did see the nobleman.
Really like to talk to him. What did he look like?
Like many here, tall, dark, masked.
Know where he might be now?
He gave Cecilia a small gift. a heart-shaped box. Then they strolled off together towards the refreshment tables.
Excuse me, madame, monsieur, I cannot work like this. You must leave now.
Sanki atamı parçalıyor bu da ya.
Need I remind you that neither do you?
Someone left their loot behind. Looks a little like dandelions.
This was scratched.
Yine yamalamadım da.
Once.
Hit a fist tag. Artist's way of numbing their existential pain.
I do not even wish to comment.
Canım çıkın önümden ya.
Hit a fist tag. Artist's way of numbing their existential pain.
I do not even wish to comment.
Evet, harikalar. Sanat harikası onun.
Love letter penned on a napkin. Look,
Oh, my amour, my sunbeam flittering across the firmament of my...
empty heart-shaped box. Cecilia must have left it behind.
It looks like it held a flask of perfume. A gift from the Cintrian, I imagine.
Scent still hangs in the air. Let's follow it.
Follow da nereye follow abi?
I remind you that neither did you.
Dur, burada bir şey mi var? Kapı var.
Look, lanterns. They say releasing them brings good luck.
Because the right cuff seems so...
Sorry, only artists in the Mandragora allowed.
Come, we must consider what to do.
Sesi tanıyacak
I'd
abimiz.
recognize that voice anywhere.
You must be mistaking me for someone else.
I served 15 years in the palace. Your Grace, I'd not mistake you for anyone.
Shh! Not so loud. We are here incognito, on state business.
Incognito.
Yes, Your Grace. How may I serve?
I hope we
Yani
can count on your
öncelikle bu.
discretion.
Of course. I shall be silent as the grave.
Looking for Cecilia Bellant. Seen her?
She's in her dressing room, where she went with a nobleman. They clearly were drawn to each other.
What did the man look like?
Tall, broad-shouldered, a black beard peeping out from under his mask, and he spoke with a foreign accent, a drawl of sorts.
That must be him. We must get to the dressing room, quickly.
Yes, Your Grace.
Tabii ki.
I'll take you.
No, stay here. Anyone tries to flee, you stop them.
Understood.
Aferin canım. Aferin.
Upstairs.
Hadi quickly. Quickly. Niye?
That must be Cecilia.
Boğazını kesmişler. Ah canım.
No pulse. We're too late.
He slit her throat. The brute.
Didn't go out the door. Guard would have noticed. Might still be somewhere here.
You must find him before he harms another. I shall alert Oriana at once. She should bring her soirée to a close.
Shouldn't split up.
Geralt, I will be fine. Go after the
Geralt.
cloak. I shall fetch help.
Sanki Rus hatun.
Killed her and went out on the balcony. Tore down a door, made a platform. It's his. Must be pretty strong, too. Broke the flower pot when moving the door. then stepped in the soil. Must have climbed this ladder.
Bu adamı biz yakalıyor muyuz?
Still
Ne
be
oluyor?
here. Need to stay alert.
Erişemiyoruz ki oğlum. Ne yapacağız? Yumruk mu atacağız herife?
Hunting knife, richly ornamented. Used during the fight, probably. Canvas is cut. Somebody took a knife to the painting, looks like. Looks valuable, but it's not what he came for. Smashed mirror. Someone crashed into it, hard, then sank to the floor. Links of a snapped chain. Jewel must have been on it. Precious stone. Bloody fingerprint on it. Thief came for this, must have. Tiny chain links next to it. From a snapped necklace? Seems there was a struggle. Jewelry box. Locks busted. Picked open, probably. Blood stains. Sconce is bent. Smeared with blood. Someone try to grab it. Blood on the window frame. Someone climb out. Fall out. Jewel was in the box, it seems. Centurion tried to steal it, but someone got in his way.
Kim acaba?
They fought, struggled, that's clear. Ended with one of them flying out the window. Fall had to have killed them. Jewel's still here, though, so our Centurion must have been the flyer.
So, this is the
Vampir abla.
tracker. A witcher, yes?
Indeed, this is him. We found the body together. Then he set off in pursuit of the killer.
And ended up here, but I've only found evidence of a fight. Seems the Centurions killed his last. Finally failed this time. Shame it happened too late for Cecilia.
Poor girl. Always told her she chose her males badly. But I would never have suspected she could arrive with a murderer.
Valla
I'll alert the
senden
staff. Have them see to
iyi
her body at
katil yok.
once. Meanwhile,
Yani.
we should sit. I will tell you everything in full detail.
Hadi bakalım.
I caught him red-handed, attempting to burgle, rifling through my possessions.
What did you do? Summon the guards?
There was no time. I feared he'd escape, refused to give him the chance. He stood with his back to me, so I attacked. He struck his head on a picture frame as we struggled. He was bleeding, dazed, and then he drew a knife. Everything happened very quickly then. I knocked the weapon out of his hand and pushed him hard. He...
Fell out of the window.
Just so.
None too wise picking a fight with an armed robber.
Why? Because I'm a woman, in a frock rather than plate. I can take care of
Gayet
myself,
güzel
I
bir
assure you. A hairpin might
Haklısın.
look like mere ornament, but plunged
Yüksek
into an
seviye
eye,
verdin.
it can be as effective as a blade.
Claim the man was trying to rob you when you walked into the room?
Yes, he stood over my dressing table, pouring through my jewelry.
After this is my guess. Picked it up while searching.
Why, that's the heart of Toussaint. Oriana, how did you ever come to have it?
I bought it, many years ago, from a young woman.
Aa, şeyin kardeşiydi galiba. Yanglı'nın dediği. Anne Henriette'nin kardeşiydi.
Jewel seems
Bilmiyorum.
important.
Hikayeyi tam
Why?
hatırlamıyorum.
The heart is an heirloom. It belonged to my family for years.
Evet.
Then it disappeared.
Doğru hatırlıyorum.
I didn't think we would ever recover it.
Seems someone is very determined to find it. The thief left his tool bag behind. Found this drawing inside it. Look.
The heart of Toussaint. Representation's pretty faithful. Centurion must have been on a job. Got very clear instructions what to look for.
So it is not him we seek, but his employer. Is this the only evidence we found?
Also happened on the weapon he attacked Oriana with. Hunting knife. Used to skin game. Got an emblem on its hilt.
This crest is used by the lords of Duntine. The present master of the castle is a passionate hunter. Our next lead, perhaps.
Aynen. Ben
Duntine.
neyse hatırlamıyorum.
Remember the place. Abandoned ruin just a few years ago.
More recently, the family's last heir, Roderick, returned to his ancestral seat and restored the castle.
Oraya bir
Know any
saldırı
more about
düzenleyecektik
this
galiba.
Roderick?
His grandfather was an advisor to Queen Ademarta. The family received those lands as a grant for his service. Roderick is quite the recluse. He avoids society, preferring the company of a small team of knights, though the latter term is imprecise, as they seem more akin to vandals with crests on their shields.
Oriana, everything we discussed here, hope you'll keep it to yourself. Counting on it, in fact. Word gets out he, failed in his attempt to steal the jewel. His employer could run. We need to proceed cautiously.
Discretion is in the interest of us all. I'll not ask what this is about, just as I expect not to be troubled about it again. By anyone.
Forgive me, Madam Oriana, but might I have a word?
You must
Regis'la
excuse me a moment.
Detlef geldi diye hatırlıyorum. Regis adını nasıl telaffuz ettim diye hatırlamıyorum.
Oriana, any thoughts?
Few make me feel awkward, but in her presence, I sense anxiety, discomfort.
Tabii oğlum Witcher var yanında. O bir vampir.
It's on the same type of paper the victims' names were written on. Drawn with the same ink, too. Seems the work of our blackmailers.
Who were not only behind the beast's murders, but also stole the Son Real and sought to steal the heart of Toussaint.
Look, the wine, the jewel, both tied to you intrinsically. Coincidence? Not something I'm willing to believe. Worried about one thing. That somewhere at the end of this scheme, plan might call for an attempt on your life.
It could be something else altogether.
Ya işte kız kardeşim başının altından çıkıyor bunlar.
My sister, Siana, might be among the schemers. She left court when we were children. My parents banished her from the duchy. I've not seen her since.
Think your sister might be involved? Why?
You see, I recall her always being rather possessive, throwing jealous fits if I had something she didn't.
Here, that's normal for sisters. Rivalry.
True. I suppose I gave as good as I got. There are times I miss that very much. The wine, its theft was the first clue. That's very much like her. She always did enjoy stealing my toys, but I grew almost certain when I saw the heart of Toussaint. Siana received it from father as a gift. At a time when my parents thought of her as but an ill-behaved little girl, someone wanted some of my wine. The same someone ordered our family jewels stolen, or recovered. It's my sister. It must be.
A fallen princess satisfying whims, going after lost luxuries? Could be right. What did your sister do to get banished?
Siana was cursed.
Parents run afoul of some mage?
No. She was born at an inopportune moment. They said she was touched by the curse of the Black Sun. Geralt, is it true? Can an individual be evil because they were born during the wrong lunar phase?
Could be the case. Could also be because they were treated like lepers from birth. Isolated, prodded, ostracized. Couldn't have had it easy, Siana.
She was angry at the whole world.
Niye
She felt
kızdın oğlum?
inferior, felt pain, though she masked this with confidence, arrogance even. She could
Bayağı
also be
çektirmişler
cruel
kıza.
at times. I recall one such situation. She persuaded Cedric the Coolbird that she could see the future in her dreams. We were children, and Cedric's brother was smitten with me. It was an innocent childhood crush. Sienna knew of it. She told Cedric of a dream she had had, that he would die at the hands of his own brother. Cedric stole his father's sword and killed his brother. She destroyed 2 lives with a prank. Cedric mourns to this day. In the end, they forced her to leave the palace. A decade passed. More. I've missed her terribly since.
Bulacağız.
Your mission has gained new import. You must go to Duntine, and if Sienna is there, you must find her. No matter what she did, she is not to be harmed in any way, shape or form. You must make sure of that.
Tamam.
I'll find her if she's there.
I hope you do. I very much wish to talk to her. Sister to sister.
Your Grace, Geralt, I'd like to introduce...
Regis! What a surprise!
Regis.
I had no idea you were in Beauclair. And this is...
My very dear friend, Detlaf van der Eretain, an arrival from Nazaire. We are lending our combined resources to the Witcher's hunt.
Ah, yes. Splendid. But why are you here at Oriana's?
They came to pay me a surprise visit, so I invited Regis in for a glass of wine.
Regis.
We've known
Tamam,
each other
hatırladık.
for... ages. Literally. Witcher, I hear you know
Sana
Regis
vampir.
too. Even that you are friends.
İki diyesim var.
Seems surprised. Why?
I never would have suspected Regis to find common ground with a Witcher.
Don't be fooled, dear. Geralt has many merits. He merely hides them from the world very diligently.
You said you're both aiding him with his contract. It involves the Beast of Beauclair, I suspect. Master Witcher, maybe you could satisfy my curiosity. What's it like going toe-to-toe with a monster, knowing you've only 2 options, to kill or be killed?
Despite what you might have heard, I don't lunge at every monster I see sword in hand. Talking gets the job done for some.
I wonder what a monster
Akıllı
might have
Geralt.
to say to you.
It might want to apologize.
My word. What might a monster wish to apologize to a Witcher?
For killing. Though at times there is no choice, when loved ones are at risk and require protection.
İki diyelim.
Same as
Suyuna
humans.
gidelim.
Put them in that situation, they'll kill too.
You understand this. It must be why you and Regis are friends. If I understand you correctly, you would rather help a monster than kill it.
If possible, yeah. Or at least try.
Enough about the Witcher trade for now. Regis mentioned you come from Nazaire. I spent time there as a child.
Fond memories?
It was wonderful. I was positively entranced by the land's fashions. Deep-cut dresses I found most fascinating.
I believe we're running short on wine. I should go to the cellar, bring another bottle.
Let me go.
Hadi canım.
Wanna help, Regis? Know your wine a lot better than I know mine.
We shall return forthwith.
Regis ne yapıyorsun dostum? Deadlock'u niye getirdin buraya?
An exceptional conversation, don't you think? Vampires, a Witcher, and the Duchess of Toussaint? My.
Highly exceptional, Regis. Wanted to talk to you in private. You crazy bringing Detloff here?
Geralt, allow me to explain.
No, let me explain. He's dangerous, and you were gonna watch him.
But that is precisely what I'm doing. Detlaf believes you'll succeed in your task, and he'll not need to kill anymore. That is, not until he gets his hands on the men who kidnapped his Renna.
Oriana, she really your friend? Can she be trusted?
I met her years ago, before I met you. and before she settled in Beauclair. We'd not seen one another in... I can't begin to tell you in how long. But I shall tell you all about her some other day.
Çok da
Guess it's no
güvenilir
accident
değil.
you two stopped by.
It would be quite some coincidence indeed. No, a dutiful little bird told us.
Hadi gidelim.
Now listen close. Managed to
Muhabbete
learn
yani.
where the blackmailers are. They're based at Duntine Castle.
That's splendid news. If they are there, Renna must be there as well.
Duchess expects we'll find her long-lost sister there too. Thing is, she might be involved. Could be behind the blackmailing.
Do you mean to say your task now is to extract 2 women from the castle?
Mean to say we can't breathe a word of this to Dedloff, who wants revenge above all else.
Geralt, you must trust me. I've got a way with...
No, Regis. Can't risk it. Gotta keep Dedloff here while I go to Duntine.
Alone?
Alone. That way I can make sure neither woman will come to any harm.
I hope you know what you're doing. Fine. I shall see to Detlaff. Good luck, my friend.
Teşekkürler canım.
Splendidly, Detlef. Ah, I'm grateful you brought back those memories. You're back. It took you long enough.
Contrary to what common folk
Şarap
believe,
almışsınız yani.
choosing a wine
Getirmiş.
is not nearly as easy as it might seem. Especially a wine to be served to 2 exquisite ladies.
Regis, gallant as ever. I regret all the more that I shan't finish this second bottle with you. Duty calls.
Your Grace, always a pleasure.
I thank you for your help. It's been invaluable. Geralt, will you see me out?
Tabii canım. Ne demek? Eskortluk da yaparız yani.
You have exceptional friends. This Detlef, an intriguing man to say the least.
Nasıl büyüleyici biri? Ne yaptı da büyüleyici?
Don't know him too
Yiyeceğim.
well. He say much about himself?
Not much, but I've a good sense of the true nature of those I meet. I'd not survive a week at court otherwise.
So what's his?
Sensitive, sad. He carries within him the weight of a terrible tragedy. He is a good man, but lost, which is why he comes across as grim.
Didn't expect the evening to end like this.
Neither did I.
Fena
But I have
şeyler
not drawn you
yapacak
out
abi.
for a romantic stroll. I wish to make certain you know what you are to do.
Gotta go to Duntine.
I've decided my
Hmm,
guardsmen will
sometimes
support
it's-
you. You will meet them at Count Delacroix' mill. It stands along the San Retour River, near the Cockatrice Inn. Captain de la Tour and his men will await you there at midnight. You shall storm the castle together.
Hay hay. Ma'am, yes ma'am. Evet. Yakışıklı olan. Şu üstümüzdekileri bırakalım. Bu. Satabiliriz lan. Satmasın yani.
I would hate to come off as
İyi, bunun şey bayağı doluydu. Satmayalım bunu. 2 saat var şimdi.
Is hereby required to aid the Witcher in any way he requests. Welcome, please.
Show me what you got.
Saat, saat, saat. Saat. Hop onu sat. Ne bu? Bu zırh. Ha. Ya set dolu ya.
So long.
Shan't find anything better in all Tucson. Stealing sewage into the streets of the Oatmeal between 10 o'clock in the morning and 8 at night.
Or work and no play, right, Richard? Have I...
Nerede da bizim ev? Ha.
The Dutch is small, but do you know any who's not heard of our wines?
Oyunun tamir edilmesi gerekiyordu ya. Neyse. Evet millet. Bir sonraki bölümde görüşmek üzere. Kendinize iyi bakınız.